When you're pregnant, your body goes through a whirlwind of changes, and it almost feels like you're just in survival mode. So what is actually happening to your body throughout each trimester? Let's talk about it, and stick with me as I share my personal experiences and the 3 tips that help me get through each trimester without wanting to die. So let's talk about your first trimester. You are going to have so many hormonal shifts happening at one time. You are definitely not going to feel like yourself. I remember I was completely in survival mode. I had to take naps every day. I just didn't really feel like myself. So let's talk about what's happening. Number 1, you are way more emotional because of those hormonal shifts. So you're gonna have a spike in your estrogen, which is going to almost make you feel like you're on your period, but all the time, which is really fun. You're also gonna have digestive issues. You could feel really bloated because of the extra progesterone in your body. That I actually have digestive enzymes to help you if you're interested. Just helps break down your food so that you don't feel quite as bloated, but it is a part of that first trimester. It's something that you cannot avoid. It's kind of hard because you're pregnant and you're excited about it, but there's not really a baby in there yet. You just kind of feel that bloated and uncomfortable feeling. A lot of times you feel very, very tired. Your body is working in overload, trying to create this human inside of you. And so if you need to take a nap, that's okay. Slow down. It's normal to feel very, very tired. The other thing that you're gonna experience is nausea. Not everybody experiences this, but most women will. A lot of times certain smells are going to kind of set you off that they normally wouldn't, or foods that you love to eat, all of a sudden you cannot stand. Usually that will die off in the second trimester. It doesn't for everyone, but the majority of people, you'll start feeling really good in your second trimester. So thinking about my experience in my first trimester, I literally lived off of fruit and bread because it was the only thing that I could handle eating, which wasn't the best for my macros. And being a macro coach and personal trainer, that was kind of hard for me. But mentally, I had to do a quick shift in my mind and just say, you know what? This is a season of life. This time is gonna be a little harder to eat, and that's okay. I can always get right back on track when I feel better. And just kind of giving yourself that grace is what's gonna help. So I actually have 4 tips to help you get through the first trimester. Number 1 is let yourself rest when you can and know that this is a season of life. Like I said, it's not gonna be like this forever. Usually your second trimester, you start feeling a lot better. So just go slower. If you need to ease into your workouts, if you need to take a nap, it's okay to take a nap. It's okay to not be your best. It's okay to just give yourself grace. My tip number 2 would be, even if you're tired, still move your body. So whether that is a 15-minute walk outside or maybe light weights if you really like to work out, even when I was nauseous, I would still try to move my body because I felt so much better after. So keep that in mind. Yes, it's hard when you're nauseous, but it actually would help with my nausea if I could get out and go for a light lifting session or a 15-minute walk or whatever. Because in my mind, I kept telling myself, well, I'm gonna be nauseous whether I'm laying in bed or if I'm at the gym or if I'm going for a walk, so I might as well do something productive, right? And then tip number 3, if you are having a hard time eating, I want you to try to throw something healthy in your protein shake. Spinach or berries or any way that you can get some sort of nutrients into your body, because this is such an important time to make sure that you're getting nutrients in. So sneak that, like those veggies as much as you can. I know sometimes it's hard to want to eat healthy when nothing sounds good, but making that a priority is just gonna help you feel your best, and it's also gonna fuel your baby so that it can develop how it's supposed to. Tip number 4 is peppermint oil on your temples and underneath your nose. When you are feeling nauseous, I promise this is my favorite hack. It will help you feel so much better. You almost instantly feel better when you just use a little bit of peppermint oil. So try those 4 tips and then let me know in the comments below which ones you liked, or if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear. Let's talk about the second trimester. It's always hard to see your body changing, but it is really exciting. And I have 3 tips to help you make it through to feel your best. So number 1, Your hips and your back, you're gonna start feeling it. It's basically making room for your baby. So your hips are stretching out. Your core is not gonna have as much support as you're used to. So your lower lumbar might start aching a little bit. You might start having a little bit of pelvic floor. If you have ever had round ligament pain, that's on the sides of your stomach. Your whole core is stretching out and your pelvic floor is getting a little looser. So you're gonna feel that for sure. But the good news is that your energy comes back and you start feeling really good. This is a time where you're starting to really go back to the gym and get really excited, and you're starting to have that little baby bump show, and it's a really exciting time. I call it the honeymoon phase of pregnancy. Your boobs are definitely gonna get bigger. They might even get like a whole cup size bigger, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on where you're at. So make sure that you get a really good supportive bra because you're gonna want some support there. You might have minor swelling in your hands and your feet just because your body is pumping twice as much blood through your body, which is pretty phenomenal. It's really cool, but sometimes it does cause a little more swelling. You might experience some stretch marks in this phase. For me, I didn't experience it till the 3rd trimester, but some people might see stretch marks. And then this is kind of a funny one. If you have ever brushed your teeth pregnant, you get swollen or bleeding gums. So I had an electric toothbrush, and my husband's like, "Why aren't you using your electric toothbrush?" And I'm like, "It's too sensitive. I can't brush my teeth with it." It's super weird. I don't know why that happens. And then you're gonna pee a lot. I'm talking every 10 minutes you're gonna have to go pee, that's fun, but it's just part of the experience. So I loved the 2nd trimester. I was really happy. My hormones kind of leveled out a little bit. I had more of an increase in appetite, so my food tasted better, and I could really kind of do my regular workouts without having to modify much. So my 3 tips to help you make it through your 2nd trimester to feel your best would be that since you're feeling your best, I want you to try to keep a regular exercise routine and try to get as many nutrients as possible. So you're pretty much in the 2nd trimester able to do what you've been doing before you got pregnant. I just wouldn't suggest any jumping movements or things like box jumps. That's just a little bit too jarring for the baby. But pretty much everything else, you're good to go. I start modifying my core workouts because you'll start to notice your abs separating in the middle. So just be aware of the core workouts as well, but keep working out. Tip number 2 is body acceptance. So I want you to write down a list of things that you are grateful for about your body, because some women can have a really hard time seeing their body shift, their hips get wider, the stretch marks. It can be hard, but if you're focusing on everything you're grateful for, then it's gonna help the journey be so much more enjoyable. And then tip number 3 is make sure to stretch out your hip flexors. It's going to get tight on your hip flexors and your glutes are gonna be more relaxed. You don't really activate your glutes or your posterior chain as much when you're pregnant. So make sure to do some stretches to open up your hips. So hopefully these 3 tips will help you throughout your 2nd trimester. Let me know in the comments what works for you. Let's talk about your 3rd trimester. This is by far the hardest trimester because you're very uncomfortable. But again, I have 3 tips to help you feel your best during this time. So let's talk about a few things that are happening in your body. The first one is that your hips are going to be out of alignment because they're expanding to make room for your baby. So they're not going to be in alignment with your knees. So doing things like lunges or squats might feel a little bit awkward. You're gonna feel like your body is kind of out of place because it is. So just be careful on that one. You can easily pull muscles because you have extra progesterone in your body. So be careful going too heavy. And you want to also pay really close attention to your pelvic floor. This is not a time to be setting PRs. This is a time that you can work out to feel good, but take care of your body and listen to it. You can definitely still exercise, but you do have to be careful of diastasis recti, also of your pelvic floor, just weakening it a little bit more. So if you do want some guidance, I do have a pregnancy program that I created specifically for women to feel really confident during their pregnancy and know exactly what exercises are safe and then exercises to avoid. You also start slowing down a little bit. You start getting tired again. You might have some back aches because again, you have no core stability. So your back is having a lot of pressure on it. So look out for that lower lumbar. Something that helps with that is those belly bands that can kind of give you a little more support on your stomach. That's really saved me. I'm in my 3rd trimester right now. I'm 31 weeks and the belly band has been my saving grace. Also, you're gonna have your pregnancy hormones. You might cry a little bit more. The 3rd trimester is when it really spikes. People know around you, this is my time. I'm gonna be a little more hormonal and that's okay. The round ligament pain might pick up a little bit more just because your body is stretching. So just pay attention to that. You might feel a little more pressure on your bladder, which you'll have to go to the bathroom a lot again. And kind of a funny one is you're gonna start having vivid dreams. So this is like a hormonal shift that happens. So if you start having really weird dreams, that is completely normal. And I've had some crazy ones that I had to tell my husband about and we just laughed. So in my 3rd trimester, I just noticed that I'm really slowing down a little bit. It's okay. I'm starting to give myself grace. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to the scale or how much weight I've gained or what my body looks like. I'm trying to really focus on gratitude, and that's helped me a lot. So let's get into our 3 tips. Tip number 1 is give yourself grace. So like I said, the 3rd trimester is definitely the hardest 3 months, and you kind of just have to take it a day at a time and know, okay, I'm doing good, and give yourself love, okay? And tip number 2, be gentle with your workouts. Like I said before, you're going to have to modify things. You are not going to want to do core workouts at all, or it will make your ab separation even worse. You're not going to want to do any jumping movements. Typically don't have my clients do any running in the 3rd trimester. It's just too much pressure on your pelvic floor, and we're trying to protect that. And then tip number 3 is make a vision board. So how do you want the next 3 months to look? And I actually like to meditate on how I want to feel, how I want my attitude to be, what I want my birth experience to be like, and what are the things that I can control. So you want to focus on the things that you can control specifically. So for me, that's what I eat, how I move, my attitude, and I really try to stay positive the last 3 months because your baby can feel that energy. So try to stay as positive as you can. Okay, those are the 3 trimesters and what is happening to your body. I know it's a lot, there's a lot going on, but it is such an exciting time and I'm so excited for you. We can do this together. If you liked this video, check out my 5 soul questions meditation. I'm BodyByBree. Thank you for joining me to create the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. I'll see you back here next time.